Hello there, my name's Neil Cook. I'm a psychic chef and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've just finished using this. This is a prequel to what we've just used it for. This is the Blackstone E-Series pizza oven slash combo. Combo being it's also an oven to bake in and it's also an air fryer as well. The sizes of this unit is roughly 19 inches wide. It is on its feet at 14.5 inches and its depth is from the back fans to the front, including the handle, around 20 inches. That's it fully open, and you only open this to clean it, that section itself. This is the cast pizza stone or tray, what you'd put your fresh or frozen pizza on. This is what they call the crumb tray, and everything falls off onto this and it's not getting down there and getting stuck, burnt on the elements. The element itself is quite unique. There's more element on the right side of the unit than there is on the left, and the reason being is as it rotates, the actual fan and the air frying section is further to the back and not like your standard air fryer where it's directly in the middle heating the food. So as your pizza goes round in that circle, just like a microwave, it's only cooking it from the bottom and the top as it goes around this bend, and that creates a kind of restaurant style. If you remember Pizza Hut, they used to have them ovens where they put the pizza on a conveyor belt, one end goes through the oven and evenly gets cooked as it's passing through the hottest part of the oven. And this is how this is working as well. Like I say, this opens and shuts, but only when it's not in use. Once you close the door, it's shut. If we power it up, it has a built-in light. And then assembling it, there was no packaging inside when I took it out of the box, but the cast disc was in separate packaging because there is some weight to that. And that just, let me show you the bottom of that. That just looks like that, if you can see that. Just like a microwave rotating glass plate, that's exactly that. I've used silicone in here, the silicone dishes you would use in a normal air fryer, and there was no issues at all. It didn't deform. Whoops. You've got a timer which can go from minutes right into the hours. You've got your temperature in Celsius on this one, which you can change. You can change it to Fahrenheit if you prefer Fahrenheit. There's a little hack in the book telling you how to do it. And funny enough, when I read the instructions, it was all of 1.5 page. Half of the page was a recipe for proper pizza dough, and the other half was telling you basically how you would normally use an air fryer, oven and bacon. There's nothing special about this when it comes to operating it, but the special part of it is it does more than one thing. It really cooked our food evenly, and when you look at the rest of the video you'll know what I mean by that. The food was absolutely delicious. The meats were gorgeous. It was nice and charred how we wanted it based on the time we cooked it for, and it was just amazing. So settle down, get ready to watch this video, and you'll be impressed just by this unit. It is a large unit. The measurements are there if you want to pause the video and listen to them. I'm limited to where I can put this, but this is something I'm going to use for camping, vacations, and in my outdoor kitchen as well. Just want to say a big shout out to Alfie. I know you're listening to this, matey. I hope you like the narration through the video, and hope to see you very soon, buddy. Take care, enjoy your day, guys, and enjoy the video. So the heating element is only on the back half of the unit, which means it isn't directly blowing down when you're cooking at all times. It's only cooking at the very back, hence why it's rotating so it all gets an even cook. If it was directly in the middle blowing down like a conventional air fryer, then all of it would be getting the heat at the same time. And this is why when you cook pizza in this, it actually cooks it from one side if though it was sliding through the conveyor style one. So I'm currently limited to space in my kitchen, and this is probably the biggest area on top of my stove where I can cook. Now I can remember one of my first air fryers, the air was coming out that hot at the rear, it actually melted my chopping boards. Obviously Blackstone have got it right and it's not doing that, and it's distributing the heat. Temperature can be controlled there. It's currently set on 200 Celsius. I'm doing the wedges and the chicken thigh, which have been seasoned. It does a preheat time first, which it's already done, which was only 5 minutes, and now it's cooking it for 20 minutes. 20 minutes might be too long, but what I'll do is use that to rotate them and flip them over. Start and stop, and I believe when you open the door it automatically stops, and if I need to cancel I can hit cancel there. It's currently set to air fry, but you do have 4 options: air fry, bacon, frozen pizza and fresh pizza, and we can also turn the light off as well. This is first time use, so this condensation may be due to that. I'm just hoping I haven't left any cardboard in our packaging, but so far so good. And like I said, the air fryer side of it is at the back. We have this large void here at the front, as you can see, and that's so it can rotate and only cook one side of the oven at any one time. The grill in there is what came with it, and the pan is also part of the Blackstone range, but I've covered it with aluminum foil just so it's easier to clean. If you were going to do something which was going to drip, then I would recommend putting a little bit of water in the bottom there, and that would catch all the drip so it wouldn't stain the aluminum pan in the bottom if you weren't using aluminum foil. So this has been cooking a little under 9 minutes now at 200 degrees. I can put my hand on there and there's no heat transferring through. As you can see, there's 2 layers of glass with an air vent in between, so I'm assuming that's what's clearing this misting up side of it. If I touch the top, it's hot there, but I can leave my hand on. It's not burning me. This seems to be the hottest area, so could I put a tin on there, a pan, and keep something warm? Maybe. Down the rear of the unit where the vents are, it's warm air, not hot. And if I touch the sides, it's warm, no hotter than a hand warmer. This section, which opens up for cleaning, which it's not recommended to open whilst cooking, that's also touchable. That seems to be the hottest part there. There's no deformity in the metals from the heat, so obviously it's robust and well built. And we'll just check this side as well. Yep, very comfortable to touch. I would say no warmer than 30 degrees Celsius. That steam's managed to clear again. I'm assuming it's due to this ventilation system between the 2 glasses, and this is cold to touch. So what I'm going to do now is open it and flip it, and this should automatically stop. There we go. If you look at the back, if we can see that, the heating element is set right away back there. past this aluminum strip. It's right underneath there, so this half isn't getting cooked until it rotates. So it's letting me know I'm letting all the heat out, so let's just flip them. So that's the chicken thigh turned over. I seasoned it in a Cajun spice, and as we turn this back on, that door should change to closed. Now it was slightly off centre there and I actually pushed the tray back, but obviously it'll adjust itself as it touches the sides. They say when cooking pizzas you can put it directly onto the cast steel at the bottom. You don't need a pizza stone. I dare say you could use it, but that'll produce excess weight on the mechanism. Might it affect the motor in long-term use? I'm not sure. So I did cook some boiled potatoes off earlier on. These are now cold, and I'm also going to air fry these as well. But what I'm going to do is smash them first, not beyond recognition, but enough just to put some seasoning on, oil, and then pop them in there when this is done. So I'm just going to use my burger press. That should be enough, maybe a little more. And then we'll cover them in oil, a bit of seasoning, and then we'll whack them in as well. Yeah, pre-cooked, so they just need a bit of oil and some herbs as well. So we're just going to give these a little glaze. And we can turn them over, and then just some herbs as well. Might be easier by hand. A little salt and pepper. So we'll pop them in next. So we're coming up to the last 20 minutes of this cook time. I'm going to lift this out. We'll have a look at the chicken thigh. It's already shown that it's crisping up around the edges. And they're extremely crispy then. I don't know if you can hear them. Extremely crispy. So I'm going to transfer them to my bain-marie. This will allow me to keep my food hot. And what we'll do now is the smashed potato. So they fit perfect on that tray, so I'll pop them into the pizza oven, and as you see at the moment it's saying cool, so it's actually going through a cooling down process rather than just switch off, but we're going to continue to use it. This tray is extremely hot, but they say chefs have asbestos fingers. And what we're going to do now is probably try 10 minutes on these. Change the time. and we'll see how they look, then flip them over if we need to. 10 minutes, air fry and start. It's going to say preheat, but it shouldn't need much preheating. Them silicone trays are perfect for air fryers. They're readily available in all different shapes and form on your shopping channels. So you can use a round one in there, the square ones. These are made for ribs, but I have so many, it's easier just to stick them in the nearest ones I grabbed hold of. And we'll come back to them in 10 minutes. What I did do earlier on today is chopped up some vegetables, some red and white onion. I'm going to put that over my nachos along with some bell pepper. I've made some garlic butter, which I'm going to use for garlic bread by slicing some of that loaf. And I've also got a coleslaw ready for the mayonnaise as well. I haven't put the mayonnaise in yet because it'll sweat and what you find is a liquid forming at the bottom, but that's just a cabbage, onion and carrot. After preheating, it's now started. We're 45 seconds into the cooking. These are the smashed potatoes, a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of oil, and they should go nice and crispy. They're currently looking like Pac-Man faces at this moment where they broke open, but I'll show you them once they're done. We may need to flip them over. So there's the mayonnaise in the would-be coleslaw. I maybe should have used a bigger bowl. We'll give this a mix round and then pop it back in the refrigerator. It's one of my mother-in-law's favourite food, this, when I make this. Right, I'll give it a good stay off camera. Also, we're going to serve up, like I said, some garlic bread. We're going to add also a little bit of cheese to this. You could put a pizza style sauce on it and make it into mini pizzas. This garlic butter is just a small block of Lurpak with about 10 cloves of garlic in it. It was melted on the stove. It's been sat at room temperature for some time so it marinates and the garlic penetrates the butter, and then to keep it fresh I then popped it into the refrigerator, and we'll just pop some cheese on there. I'm just going to use some shop bought mozzarella. And then we'll pop that in the air fryer for 5 minutes or so. Our smashed potatoes have come to a stop. Let's have a look at them. I think we'll do them just a little bit more. Press cancel. Leave the temperature at 200. And start for 8 minutes. So while we're waiting for the rest of them mashed potatoes, I'm just going to make some mini nachos. without any meat, just a bit of cheese and bell pepper and onion. I'm currently filming this pre-match. There's a World Cup match about to start, England versus Argentina. May the best man win, or team. So there's our nachos. These are the chili kind, Doritos. Back to our mozzarella, and a good sprinkle of mozzarella on them. No meat, just making food to sit and watch the match with, and we can brunch as of such with it. Fresh bell pepper, which we chopped earlier on. And we'll be able to put these two dishes in at once, so they'll cook at the same time. Some fresh onion. And that's them ready to go in the pizza oven slash air fryer. So we're about 2 minutes away from these being done. Up to now I haven't cooked anything in here which has been watery or fatty, so there's been no spitting. I am aware that a lot of food will tarnish the interior of an oven. These have been cooked on a high heat, 200, and so far so good. I would only have expected the chicken to be spitting, but it was a good quality chicken. We did season it, so it kind of retained all the juices within, and like I say, we used Cajun chicken, which is from the Oxo range. You see that? And they do a lot of flavours, they do. So there's the smashed potato, which is the baby boils. Pop in there to keep them hot whilst we finish the other food. That's a silicone dish we cooked them in, still in shape, it's held its shape, it hasn't been deformed due to the cooking process. And like I say, these were pre-cooked prior to putting them in the Blackstone pizza oven. Nice and crispy. Excuse me, I'm going across the shot, and there we go. So we're going to remove the aluminum pan which we've cooked on. We'll get that soaking straight away so the food doesn't stick. And now we're going to place our pizza directly onto the 14-inch does require preheat, but it's been on non-stop, so all we're going to do now is hit pizza, say in 10 minutes we're going to start. It's saying preheat, but there's nothing to heat. Now what I want you to remember is it's only cooking the backside at any one time, and as it rotates it'll continue to cook from the middle to the back at all times, so it'll evenly cook as well. We'll come back to get some more cooking shots after it's finished heating. So it's just started the process, and now it's starting to cook. So we're about 4.5 minutes in. It tells me that it'll cook this in 10 minutes. I can see the middle bubbling away as it gets to the outside. You might not be able to see this, but as the back end of the oven is passing under the fan, you can see it bubbling, and then as it gets back round to here, it settles down a bit, and that's because the direct heat is at the rear of this unit. So we're about 1 minute 30 left in the cooking process. So far so good. I would say it's definitely cooked. This tray here, you don't have to wash it. Me being me, I'll probably rub it over and clean it once we've finished eating. You can put your food directly onto it. It's made of a kind of cast iron like steel, so there's nothing in the instructions to say whether it needs seasoning, but I'm sure like any bacon cookie dish, it automatically seasons itself and then the food will stop sticking. My only worry is a burnt on crust, and then the flavour from your previous cooking transfers over. So I'll probably give it a light rub over with hot water and a mild soap detergent. So the last 15 seconds, guys, then we'll get the peel in, lift it up and see what it looks like. Hopefully it hasn't stuck. I did say hopefully. No, that's okay. So we'll lift it down here. I'm just going to check the base out. Don't know if you can see that. Absolutely well done. As in well done, it's cooked properly, not well done in you'll need a chainsaw to cut through it. So what we'll do whilst we're waiting, we'll pop our nachos in for 5 minutes, and we're going to cancel that process. We're going to do air fry, and we're only going to do maybe 3 minutes because the oven is already up to temperature. And start. Leave that on there. Don't know if the camera's picking up that, but you can see the nachos now charred. Last 5 seconds to go. Cheese is melted. The bell pepper will still have that crunch to it. Guess you can see that. I'm going to pop them down on the plate. And the same with that one. And last of all, our garlic bread, and that should only take around 2 minutes. All we're doing is melting the butter and melting the cheese. Tell you what, 3 minutes. The cheese on top of the garlic bread, you can see is getting that golden effect. Looking very nice. And we're just about done, guys. There's your garlic bread. Close that so it can cool. So this is going to be our pre-match meal, depending how long it takes us. Right guys, that's it, all done, everything cooked. That's cooling down in there, don't advise you to do that. That'll just want a quick wipe, hopefully. System's cooled itself down, and now for the main. So everything here is being cooked in the air fryer / pizza oven. Pizza, there's plenty left if you want some. Our garlic bread, our Cajun chicken, our crispy wedges, the bashed boiled potatoes, and our nachos without meat. All I need to do now is get my homemade coleslaw, and if my mother-in-law, like I said, knows this is here, I'm in for it, because she'll come and pinch it, steal it. And there we go guys. Thanks to the E-Series by Blackstone, the pizza / air fryer combo. We are looking to take this away with us on our next vacation, because obviously it's a multi-tool. Pizza oven, air fryer, baking it as well. It's going to be one of them tools which is ideal in camping. Like I said, warm to touch, there's no hot spots. Can you keep your food cold, warm up top? Probably not, because it doesn't generate enough heat, which is a good thing, because what you don't want is someone coming up and touching it whilst it's cooling down and burning themselves. So from the Psychic Chef guy, thanks to Blackstone and sending me this E-Series 2-in-1 combo, and I'll let you know in the next video how nice this tastes. Hope England win guys. Take care now.